I guess when you're a celebrity or if you're a person of public interest, you gotta be super careful. Name anybody can do anything. It's just like I'm not normal no more.
All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is.
See, they trying to send him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present that tape.
I guess when you're a celebrity or anyone in the public, you have to be extremely careful. Anybody can do anything to you. It's like normal life just doesn't exist anymore. All these big-name deviants are finally facing consequences in 2024. It doesn't matter if you're Diddy or whoever else. They're trying to pressure him, so he'll feel too embarrassed to file a lawsuit against Diddy for what happened with Will and Diddy, especially with Jaden and Justin present when that tape surfaced.
To love you because everybody else love you. I said, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But he kept acting up. And then one day I said, what the F is wrong with you? And he was like, you know. He said, you know, Will, me, you know, Diddy made me suck his penis. You know what's going on. You know, Charlie made me suck. And I said, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. So he crying, no blood is coming from his nose. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I'm like, yo, listen.
Katt Williams just reopened a story Hollywood tried to bury, revealing how a rising star went from the top of Empire to vanishing without a trace. If you remember Bryshere, the breakout actor from Empire, you've probably wondered how someone with that much momentum could lose it all so quickly. According to Katt Williams and voices that spoke out long before him, this wasn't a random downfall.
Do you feel like what you're saying reaches the ears of Will Smith and he needs to get at least, if there's smoke, there's fire, let me grab a fan?
Number one, as far as Will Smith is concerned, until he does right by all of those children that were harmed and corrupted while in his care, children that grew up to be men, boys like Bryshere Gray, August Alsina, your own son. Like, your own son.
Tonight, we're breaking down how Bryshere Gray's career skyrocketed, who stepped in to mentor him, and why many now think those early connections set the stage for his downfall. It all starts with Will Smith and then, maybe Diddy. But let's begin where it all went right. Bryshere didn't come from money or Hollywood connections. He was discovered by talent manager Charlie Mack, who believed in him enough to pull strings and get him an Empire audition. Bryshere didn't just do well, he owned it. He landed the role of Hakeem Lion, and overnight, his life changed forever.
What happens in the entertainment industry that makes that makes someone go into just being very close with, you know, men on men contact? It's interesting, I'll say the least.
You want to know the thing that bothers me most about Bryshere Gray? I actually think he's doing all of this so they'll take him back in the club.
Mm.
And they're not. They're going to keep gaslighting you and playing with you, promising you one thing or another. Not now, not now. Just next year is going to be your time. You know, you need to get yourself out there.
The show became a massive hit, and Bryshere Gray became a household name. For a moment, it seemed like Hollywood had found its next big star. That's when the mentorship began. Charlie Mack introduced Bryshere to Will Smith, a figure seen as a major gatekeeper in the industry. The plan was simple: guide him, protect him, and help him transition from TV star to a full-fledged Hollywood powerhouse. But according to those speaking out now, that's not what happened. Instead of skyrocketing, Bryshere's career began to stall. Shortly after joining Will Smith's circle, he was also introduced to Diddy, as Bryshere wanted to pursue music alongside acting. At the time, nobody questioned it, but looking back, people are asking why. After those connections, Bryshere's rise didn't continue, it collapsed.
They're both bisexual. They do weird things in their house. And young men have left their house fucking screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills. Bryshere Gray. Left that house fucking screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
And that was they kid's friend.
Yeah.
Who the fuck can believe that shit is real by any means with all of that?
Makes it tough to believe.
With all of that.
Yeah.
When they was busy fucking partying with the Martins.
What's bringing this story back into the spotlight is Katt Williams' recent interview, where he spoke openly about powerful men in Hollywood sabotaging young talent behind closed doors. While Katt didn't name Bryshere Gray directly, listeners immediately connected the dots, especially since Jaguar Wright had been warning about this very situation over a year ago.
Trying to sleep him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Okay.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent, and they fucking and she let Charlie tune that boy up on coke, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother would do that to her son? Turn him into a prostitute so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a Philly whore. You're a whore. You're a bigger whore than they're making your son out to be, that's for sure. Because he didn't have no choice. You was down by all. I'm sorry. The Bryshere conversation for me is not easy. Because I came to Belial and I asked Belial to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his fucking book.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Nobody
Definitely.
care about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids.
She claimed Bryshere was one of several young men who left Will Smith's home visibly distressed, and she questioned what these so-called mentorships were really about.
Bitch came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get the fuck away from Charlie. I did everything that I could do to get Bryshere, to help her get Bryshere out of California into Chicago State to be ready for filming. She knew she knew what Will did to him. But because of Charlie, see? And Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is she wasn't nothing but a drug dealer's whore. That's all she ever was. She went from drug dealer to drug dealer, and then she fucking snitched on whoever she needed to snitch on until she could get to the bigger bag, until she got with fucking Larry Lair, my friend who raised Bryshere in $1 million home. Your whole book is fucking lies, Andy. And I hope anybody that bought it asks for a fucking refund and demands it comes out of your pocket every time they see your son's gay porn.
At the time, many people dismissed her claims. But now, after Katt Williams spoke out, people are rethinking everything. Jaguar Wright didn't speak calmly about Bryshere Gray. She spoke with anger and emotion, like someone who believed a line had been crossed long ago and never addressed. According to Jaguar, she tried to step in when Bryshere was younger. She says she warned people close to him to steer him away from certain managers and situations before any real damage was done, but those warnings were ignored.
I heard that that's not only the the tape that's being shot. There's some other tapes out there, other people too with him, and him doing some things with some other people. So it's quite a few tapes that might be out there, what they're hearing, and I don't want to see the tapes, but I want to know if they're really true. Because if they got if they got some tapes out there and it's with some underage, whether it's celebrities or not, it's gonna be crazy, bro. It's gonna be real crazy. And they're gonna have to bring that to forefront because the prosecutor's gonna want those tapes. And they're gonna do whatever they have to do legally to get those tapes. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. So we just better hope for his sake, that that's just a bunch of bull crap. But then there's lawyers out there saying, yeah, the tape does exist. Lawyers got on television to say the tapes exist. I don't really know or trust that, because they was trying to say he had a tape with one of the bodyguards and this lady that came out. So we don't know what to think until we actually.
Jaguar alleges that Bryshere's mother played a part in pushing him further into risky industry situations, all while maintaining a public image of a struggling single parent who had raised a star on her own.
It's a damn mess. It's no other way to put it. This dude is going crazy, right? He's out there allegedly with male prostitutes. He's pissing in the trailer. He's acting psychotic, right?
The same thing he's doing now.
Beyond that. But this is why a show is going on, right? So I'm like, I pull him to the side, right? And I said, listen, I'm here to help you and so forth and so on. So he was like, all right, I feel that. He said, everybody.
In Jaguar's words, that image was a lie. She claims Bryshere was shuffled from handler to handler, promised opportunity after opportunity, while his well-being was completely ignored. As Katt Williams and Jaguar Wright reignited questions about mentorship and power, another longtime insider added fuel to the fire. Gon Deal, a former Bad Boy associate, says there's much more the public hasn't seen yet. Apparently, Will Smith and Diddy appear on tapes together, and that makes the story even more explosive.
No idea. So he crying, no blood is coming from his nose. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I'm like, yo, listen. So I grabbed my hug. I said, listen, I don't know. I didn't know what happened. Nothing. I was just asked to come. Is this true? Yeah, no, I'm gonna let you about to see if it's true from the paperwork. Oh, we telling something that got paperwork involved. Let me get to the paperwork. So at this point, I'm crying because I feel his pain. Like I could kind of tell when somebody phony and all, but it was the pain where the snot was coming out his nose. His nose was bleeding. He in the corner screaming, balled up, right? Like I could feel his pain, like he had been raped, like he had been forced to do something. You understand what I'm saying? So I said, well, listen, let me find out what's going on. He said, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Right? So I'm like, Yaz, I'm like, yo, just relax. I said, everything gonna be okay, you know? And he was like, no, they gonna get me if I say something. They gonna get me if like he's spazzing, right? So he calmed down after a couple of days. I reached out to Charlie Mack, who was managing the boy. So Charlie, Charlie was managing Yaz.
Oh.
So Charlie is the one that brought Yaz to Will. Now, okay, so let me stay within the story. So I reached out to Charlie. I said, listen, I said, Yaz is going crazy. He's saying that Will raped him, and he said Diddy made him suck his penis, right? So he was like, what? He was like, yeah, oh yeah. He was like,
what? You think he'll talk about it? You think Yaz will talk about it?
I don't. As I finish the story, you judge, right? Okay. So now so all this is speculation right now. Ain't no paperwork involved, right? Okay. So now Charlie flies down there, boom, 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 and he tells me, listen, man, I had a talk with Yaz, whatever the case may be. Everything is cool or whatever, right? So about a week later, he spazzes out again, right? I knew you was going to say something, right? I'm like, Yes, how can I not say something? You said you were raped, and you said Diddy made you suck his penis. This is what you told. I said, dude, this is criminal.
The story doesn't end with rumors. This is where Brother Ball comes in, and where things shift from internet chatter to something far more serious. According to Bilal, what he witnessed on set involving Bryshere Gray wasn't normal behavior.
So they was telling me like, look, B, let this thing go. Da, 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 da. So I'm not letting nothing go. And this is to Will and Charlie allegedly telling them that I need an NDA from this dude. Because this dude, whatever y'all got me involved in is something dangerous and filthy and diabolical. So they was like, well, we can't do that. So we'll pay you to sign an NDA with him. And I'm like, I don't want your filthy money. I want this guy to stop saying that I know that you and Diddy did something to him. Allegedly. So then they came back. My lawyer said, listen, this is the best that I think can happen that will protect you. They will allow a mutual NDA where Bryshere won't say anything about you, nor can you say anything about Bryshere.
But you're talking now.
Right. Hold on, let me finish.
Oh, allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly. So we do this. So we do the paperwork.
Okay.
It's legal paperwork, which you got in here. So there's a mutual NDA between Bryshere Gray and myself. Right. That happened. So now I'm leaving. I'm out of Chicago. I'm off the set and everything. So Bryshere starts telling people again that I know. So he breaks the NDA. The NDA is already broken. So now, okay, now that I could prove that he broke the NDA, I can talk about it now. So before I leave, I'm going to leave you a copy of the mutual NDA between Bryshere Gray and I. Now, that means that something happened. Why was there a mutual? Because you never hear people doing mutual NDAs. It's one-sided. You are not allowed to say anything, right? So now, if people want to read between the lines when he said all this and so forth and so on.
That's when Bryshere allegedly made claims that changed everything. Ball says Bryshere broke down emotionally, accusing Will Smith and Diddy of serious wrongdoing.
And Jada, about the sexual things they were doing allegedly to certain people and all that. And I told you that Jada was addicted to. So how Jada would watch at the house is she had her laptop. She would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV. And she could play whatever video she watching. So now, I'm seeing videos of her and Will and a bunch of some celebrities, everything. Because remember, the last interview I told you, if you don't sue me, I'm going to let people know who you've been hitting with them dildos. I don't know if you remember that, but I remember. Your wino's going to remember it. And I said, if you don't sue, I'm going to sue. So I told you, being Muslim, whatever I say I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do. Period. And I got to have evidence. So we not playing. That's why they didn't sue. Okay. Somebody stole 2 hard drives from Jada's house with this alleged on it. Right. Jada thought, so now we get into why she's even more mad. So Jada thought I have something to do with this being stolen. Right. And one thing that they allegedly did was report it stolen. So whoever comes out with this video or tape or anything have stolen property. They're going to jail, right? Okay. Now, that's why me and Jada's relationship got to be so toxic towards the end, because she thought I stole these videos. So there are videos of her with other people. But I saw some of the video. Mind you, when Jada at the house.
Was any of them allegedly MC Light?
Yes.
Soon after, lawyers got involved, and that's where the story turns legal. Bilal says Will Smith and Charlie Mack allegedly helped set up legal representation for Bryshere. At the same time, he claims he was being pressured to stay quiet and let it go.
The plaintiff, or the person who filed the lawsuit, is this man, whose name is Brian King Joseph, and he's a violinist and a former contestant on America's Got Talent. What is your name?
My name is Brian King Joseph.
Yeah.
I'm from Los Angeles and I play violin.
This is the basis of what this lawsuit is all about. So the crew arrives to Las Vegas for their tour stop, and the way the hotel bookings would work, according to the lawsuit, is that Will Smith, which I'm assuming really means his team, would book everybody's hotel rooms and then send out a spreadsheet to the cast and crew that listed each person's room number and confirmation code. And this is key to Joseph because he highlights that the only people who had access to his room information would have been the hotel staff and the crew for this tour. So again, everybody's in Vegas and it comes time for rehearsals. Joseph and the crew get dropped off at the venue around 11 a.m. and Joseph says he left his bag, which also had his room key in it, in the van that they all came in. Now by 3 p.m. on this same day, Brian King Joseph says that he asked management to get his bag from the van. But management tells him that they can't find it. About 2 hours later, management finds the bag with the key in it and they return it to Brian King Joseph. Now, around 11 p.m. on March 20th, 2025, Brian King Joseph says that he goes to the room that he had been assigned and discovered, quote, evidence suggesting that an unknown person had unlawfully entered the room. And some of that evidence included a handwritten note that said, quote, Brian, I'll be back later, 5:30. Just us. There's a heart, and it's signed Stone F. There was also, according to the lawsuit, some wipes, a beer bottle, a red backpack, a bottle of HIV medication with another person's name on it, an earring, and hospital discharge paperwork belonging to a person that Brian King Joseph didn't know. So the suit says that Brian, who was now concerned for his safety and the safety of his fellow performers and crew, notifies everyone about what happened and requests a room change. He also calls the local non-emergency line and files an incident report with hotel security. So this is all on March 20th, and the lawsuit says the next day, Brian goes back to Los Angeles, and when he tries to show up at a recording for a pre-recorded show, he's told by a member of Will Smith's team that he was too late and that they would just see him in New Mexico for the next leg of the tour. However, the lawsuit says a few days after that, a man named Tim Miller, who worked on Will Smith's team, blames Joseph for the hotel incident and tells him, quote, I don't know, you tell me, because everyone is telling me that what happened to you is a lie. Nothing happened and you made the whole thing up. So tell me, why did you lie and make...
Now both Diddy and Will Smith are facing legal trouble, with Will being the more recent of the two to land in extremely hot water.
You say these names on the interview. Do people call you after the interview be like, bro, did you just say that?
I had a guy walk up to me in the parking lot of
Like, I mean, actual
Target.
Celebrities.
Target. And he asked, no, celebrities? No,
Yeah.
no. Celebrities they're not celebrities.
Well,
They can't call themselves celebrities. They gave that up.
According to the lawsuit, Joseph alleges he was later shamed by members of Smith's team and ultimately removed from the tour, with the implication that he had fabricated the incident. He claims this termination caused both emotional distress and financial harm. Will Smith's attorney has categorically denied the allegations, calling them false and reckless, and stated that all legal options will be used to challenge the claims. Orlando Brown suggests that this lawsuit doesn't exist in isolation.
He can't. No, not Jazzy Jeff, but the goddamn his other best friend,
Be
the other
careful
nigga.
with the Will name.
I'm just saying he came out and spoke a truth that he said he saw with Will Smith. And that's his truth as his friend.
His buddy.
Oh,
the guy with the guy? Talking about the guy?
Yeah, the guy with the guy walking saw something in the room. You know.
The guy with the guy. Okay, we were supposed to pay him we were supposed to give him 1.5 to not do that interview or something. And then he's like, nigga, am I married to you or not? Will was like, am I married to you, nigga? I was like, yeah. He was like, all right.
Okay.
Nigga, everybody knows I'm married to Will Smith. I just divorced Will Smith. Everybody knows that.
He brings up Bilal, a former close associate of Will Smith, and claims that after Bilal went public with his allegations, there were behind-the-scenes efforts to silence him. Orlando alleges that money was involved specifically, a large payment intended to keep Bilal quiet and prevent further interviews.
The Rock is not a celebrity. Dwayne Johnson.
Who, Satan? That's my friend. He's fine. He's the one bagging all the fucking skin, I guess. Everybody you see, all of a sudden they have a big broad shoulder and a fucking belly, and it's all the same person on Netflix as the star in every movie. It just, dude, nobody wants to watch that shit no more. It's like, dude, can we get a chance? Everybody, can we all get a chance? Can we get a break? Can somebody be the first person to be like, my nigga, fuck with this shit over here? Where's Adam Sandler? Where's fucking, well, Jig is here, but where, you know what I'm saying? It's certain things that I have a problem with.
To Orlando, that's symbolic. He says Hollywood isn't about truth, it's about survival. And when people like Bilal or Joseph disrupt the script, the response isn't always public outrage. Sometimes it's quiet pressure, legal threats, or hush money offered behind closed doors. In Orlando Brown's eyes, the most important question isn't whether every allegation is true, it's why so many people are told to stay silent. So, is Will Smith next after Diddy?